Hey, Steve,
where are you going?
I'm going to camp.
Me too. Can I have a ride?
Hop in.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Man, I should have picked a better vehicle. This golf cart it's taking me like 7 hours to get to camp.
Yeah, it usually takes like 45 minutes in a car, so I imagine we'll get there tomorrow sometime. You know what I can't wait to do?
What?
Sing some songs.
Oh, like
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, oh camp, kumbaya.
Those are the best.
Oh, they're gonna be great.
All right, this is it.
Oh,
Well,
dibs on the top bunk.
all right, I got the bottom bunk. Oh, yeah. This is nice. All right, well, we made it to the camp tent.
Yeah, we found our tent, but where's all the kids?
I don't know. Let's drive on in and see what we find.
There's only one thing that we love more than eating food with chopsticks, and that's photography.
All right, welcome to summer camp with the Chopstick.
That's right.
Guys.
We are here at summer camp.
You can see our set's looking a little bit different today. We are in the mountains of Northern California, and we have been spending a couple weeks helping some kids out in the mountains here at some summer camp.
That's right. You actually might hear the go-karts that just started up. So
Exactly.
sorry about that. Maybe a little noisy, but we have had an incredible time here at summer camp. And, you know, last year we went to India, right, Mark and I,
Yep,
and
we spent a month
spent
there.
a month there helping kids there. We decided to spend a month a little closer to home.
Yeah.
And spending some time with some kids. Right now we're at junior high camp. And all of you, I know you would not want to be any place other than junior high camp.
That's right, surrounded by 300 junior hires.
But I tell you, we're having a blast. And one of
Yeah.
the things that we're doing is we're going to be taking you on a couple photo walks as we're going through this. And doing some really fun things that I think will help you guys out with your photography, whether you're doing events, weddings, or groups of people, whatever, or just playing around.
Yeah, I have found the last week, this is our second week at camp, I'm just finding that I'm getting more in tune just to the dials on my camera. I thought I was really good at it, but we've been doing some fun things that we're going to show you guys that made us have to become extra quick on the dial.
So come along these photo walks in the next few minutes. We'll just have some fun together and hopefully get something out of this. Let's head on out.
Let's take off. All right, it is day one of high school camp.
Woohoo!
And we're getting ready to shoot, you're getting ready to shoot the hardest thing we do in camp.
Absolutely.
And it's game time in a giant field. So in front of us, we're sitting in our golf cart right now, but out in front of us is this huge field. The sun is almost directly overhead. It's 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's warm, and they're gonna play some game on these silver tarps out here. And I'm going to fly the drone, and I'm going to get some video footage of the kids, and I'm going to get some other video stuff, which is difficult enough. But taking photos, why is today so difficult for us?
You know, it's so difficult because we've got all kinds of reflective surfaces. So they're playing this really fun game where they actually have inner tubes, a plastic or vinyl tarp that they soap up, and they try to wrestle these inner tubes back and forth to the other side, these two teams. But it's so hard because we're, like Mark said, 11 a.m., super bright sun, very reflective grass. Grass is always a hard thing to shoot on. And then these vinyl tarps that are silver in color. So really what you have to do is you have to think of, how am I going to expose this scene? You have really three choices. One, you can try to balance out the scene, exposing the people versus the scene. You can expose for the people, or you can expose for the scene. In these kind of situations, since we're shooting for a camp, I'm going to choose to shoot and expose for the people. The scene's going to blow out, but you know what? I'd rather have the people look good and create the memory type pictures that we're after than trying to get the balance scene. You'll never get it balanced without light.
And before you turn it off and say, I'm never going to go to a camp, so I don't really care. This is the exact same thing we have to do when someone decides they want to get married in a field under the oak tree, right, at noon. And it's the same thing. We have to figure out what's important, and it's the people always win over white skies.
Or you're shooting a high school senior, right? I mean, this happens all the time. It's like, what time can you meet? 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Exactly, yep. And you know how much we love high-speed sync, and I know a lot of people out there are going, well, just you high-speed sync. You don't run around with a giant strobe taking action shots of an event. This is event photography.
The kids are coming up the hill, so let's let's do some
Let's
shooting.
grab our
Okay.
gear, and you grab your camera, and let's get
Sounds
started.
good. Yep. All right, so that was fun, that rec time.
Yeah, it was.
Those kids are crazy.
That was tough shooting, though.
It was actually really tough shooting. I hopefully got some pictures.
Yeah.
But I think it turned out okay. But hey, we discovered something that was really important here at camp to do, and that's to build relationships. And if you know anything about working with kids, kids that you don't know, it's often difficult to try to figure out a way to build a relationship. And one of the ways that we found is to do this pop-up paparazzi. I used to call it just, what did we call it?
We called it drive-by shooting,
drive-by shooting,
nobody liked that
Nobody liked
name.
that, so we call it the pop-up paparazzi. But basically what we do is we're rolling in this golf cart, and we just come flying up on a group of kids or just one kid. We slide the cart sideways in front of them, and we jump out of the cart, and we just start taking their picture. So we're doing a bunch of headshots, actually.
Yeah.
Which have been kind of the hit of the day. So they have a slideshow at kind of the meeting time every day, and they show pictures of the day.
Of the day,
but
yeah, exactly.
We have all these
Kids
really
love
nice
to see their
headshots,
faces,
and it's kind of fun. We both we started out doing it actually as a challenge to each other. We put on our 85mm lenses, and
it was like, who can get the best portrait with their 85?
Yeah,
and it turned into this pop-up paparazzi. We didn't even know that was going to work this well.
No.
Kids react. The kids that in this selfie generation, you would think they'd love to have their picture taken. They're all doing this. No, not my picture. We jump in front of them, and they go, what?
yeah.
And when we get these incredible shots.
It's actually really fun, but the whole thing is it's helped us build a relationship with these kids that throughout the week, especially last week, we really noticed that, you know, we started doing this the first day at camp, and the kids got into it, and by like day 3 or 4, they were stopping the cart. We didn't even have to stop.
Oh yeah,
they would actually
jumping in
stop
front of it.
Like, take my picture, and it's been really fun. But that's what we want to just tell you about, kind of in this little exercises. Building relationships with people is so important. Figure out a way that works, because every situation is different. But you know, this one we found works for us at this time. But we're gonna actually do a little drive-by shootings, maybe some pop-up.
Those kids right now, see
them.
those coming? Let's get
go
them.
grab them. Okay.
All right, so our final lesson. This is a lesson that, Steve, you taught me. And what is it?
Don't baby your equipment.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
This stuff's just gear.
It is just gear.
Yeah. One thing I learned, and you know the day I learned it, you remember the day I learned this?
I do.
Pouring rain in Kolkata.
Not just like pouring rain. Like
pouring rain.
Like pouring
4 hours of walking. I kept putting my camera away in my waterproof backpack, afraid that it was going to get hurt. And guess what I missed?
Amazing pictures.
Some of the best shots of the day. And here's Steve with a camera, more expensive than my own, just walking around taking photos, going, it's just gear. It's not going to get hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was the day it all changed for me. Here's one of the tips I have for you, though. You guys have a camera that looks like this? This is my old camera. Yeah. See what's on the back here? The screen protector.
Rip that
You know what you should do? Tear that thing off and never use it. Have you ever found yourself in the sun going, I can't see my image, and you're trying to squint and see?
So this thing is crazy. Like your camera, I guess the Canons come with it. I know the Nikons all come with it. But try to look through that. It's totally scratched.
Yeah. And a lot of people look at it and they go, yeah, but those scratches would have been here. No, this is plastic.
That's sapphire glass. It's not.
That's sapphire glass, and it's not going to get scratched. You really have to bang it up. And you know what? If it gets scratched, so what? You actually can still see it. So the day that I took this thing off my camera, everything changed for me. So if you have one of these on, don't be afraid. Tear it off your camera. Just there. Get rid of it. It's garbage.
And that car that's coming up behind us is probably going to run it right over.
That's right.
But you know, we're saying don't baby your equipment. Still, you got to take care of your equipment. The thing that I do, like we have done now 3 weeks of camp, right?
Yeah.
We're coming through. We're going to do another week after this. Is every time when I go home on the weekend, I clean my equipment.
Yeah.
So, you know, but while we're out using it, I mean, we are in the dust, the dirt, mud, all kinds of stuff. It's just gear. It all can be replaced. Not that I want to replace my gear, but use it, because if you don't, if you baby it, you are going to miss out on some of the best shots that you could take. So
exactly.
That's just what I think. That's a great tip.
It is.
It's a great tip.
Right. Don't baby your equipment. Get out there and make some great shots.
Right. Man, it's been a long day.
It's been a rough day. You know, I think I've had about enough camp for today.
Let's bounce.
Let's bounce.
Woohoo!
Are you ready for today's fortune
I
question?
am. You got the chopsticks?
We don't have Jack here to bake cookies for us, but what we do have is plenty of pine trees.
And you know what's in pine trees?
Pine cones.
Pine cones.
All right.
Hey, look. There's a question in the tree.
Hey, there's two of them.
I would take the right one. I like the right one.
This one?
The other right.
My other right? Okay.
Oh.
All
right, what you got?
Okay.
What you got?
I'm going to open this
You know,
up.
and these go-karts started again. As soon as we started this back up.
They started to go go-karting, so hopefully you can hear us. This is from Susan from Susanville. That's got to be a joke. But it says, I'm getting ready to take a vacation. What would be the best camera for travel? Good question, Susan.
I like
so
it. You know
take it away because
this.
I think you have the best answer.
I mean, really, you know, and I'm not joking. Your phone is one of the best things to have while you travel because it's always with you. It fits right in your pocket. And you don't feel burdened about having this big strapping thing around your neck.
No.
You don't feel burdened about having to bring a camera bag, worried about losing it everywhere. I mean, the reality is...
You're used to carrying it all the time.
Vacations, enjoy the vacation. Vacation's supposed to be relaxing. Now, with that advice, I have a hard time just doing that. So what I have is I have a Fuji X-T1, which is, they have a newer model that's out there, about $1,200. It's a mirrorless camera. It's nice and small. But just pack something small. Don't bring your whole DSLR kit out there.
Not on vacation.
No, it's just not worth it. I mean, you might disagree with me. I just don't think.
No, you know what?
It's worth
I would have, 2-3 years ago. I remember the last time I took a trip to Hawaii, and that was to teach Photoshop.
Yep.
I took along my DSLR, like 5 lenses, a giant tripod, because like I got to get these beautiful Hawaiian sunsets. You know, I used one lens. I don't think I ever used my tripod.
No.
Because it's, you're enjoying yourself.
Yep.
You can't enjoy yourself with a bunch of gear. But I agree. Fuji, I think I am so impressed. I have always been a fan of Fuji.
You had one of the original Fuji
One of the original.
DSLRs,
My first DSLR was an S3 Pro
Yep.
from Fujifilm. And I just believe that they just do an amazing job. I love the small Nikon ones. So like you said, anything small, compact. I love what Sony's now doing with the small cameras.
More expensive,
You
though.
can't go wrong with a small camera. But the phone... Take a look at the Osmo. That's the little handheld gimbal.
Yeah.
That's what, about $250?
Yeah, so if you want to shoot video, this
On your
thing will actually
vacation.
smooth out all of the video. It's pretty cool. Nice, small, compact. People don't really realize you're using it. So, great question, Susan.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Good question.
Use the phone, enjoy your vacation, and have a great time on your vacation.
That's
As
right.
always, send in your questions every single week, and we won't necessarily pick them off the tree, but we will put them into a fortune cookie and answer them for you on our show every week.
That's right. So it was a great show today.
It was fun.
So how about some food for thought? You know, we've been playing around at camp the last couple weeks, and
My biggest
a couple
food
more
for
to go.
thought,
So
there has been no sushi up in the mountains.
I know my
chopsticks have gone dry.
They have gone dry.
But other than that, here's my big thing.
Okay.
Is we like to give back.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that we've realized, and we realized it a little while ago, that photography is not all about me. Yeah. It's not all about trying to make money, trying to be successful, trying to be the best photographer out there. It's really, we realized giving back gives us a lot more fulfillment and enjoyment.
It's a huge reward.
And man, I tell you, doing things like this camp, doing our things like our India trip have made the biggest difference in the way I shoot, the way I interact with people, and just the pure enjoyment I get. It's
funny because I always think back. I love, there's a video, you can look it up, Transformations by Zach Arias. I love where he's quoting one of his friends where he goes, we're not curing cancer with these cameras.
Right.
The only job that cures cancer is the job that cures cancer. But you know what I have found over this last year, you can affect people's lives with a camera.
We've done it this week.
And we've done it this week. We did it, again, back in India. There are times, that you could do that yourself. So I will tell you, you may be looking and going, I don't know how you guys got to that camp, but I'll tell you what, go find a church, a school, a community center, volunteer for it. Tell them, I got a camera and I want to come out and shoot.
Retirement center. I mean,
retirement home. There's all kinds of things that you could do with your camera to give back. There's give back projects. What's
Help Portrait.
Help Portrait. You did Help Portrait one time down in Mexico.
Yep.
What a phenomenal thing. So there are things out there that you can give back with your camera. And it's very rewarding even to your own career. Not because it's going to do something for you, but because you become better at what you do. It's just another opportunity to seriously pick up your camera and think about what you're doing.
And here's, I think, one final thought on the final thought. It's just the fact of don't look at it as a moneymaker, right?
Yeah.
Don't think I'm going to get so much business out of this camp because every one of these junior hires one day is going to be a senior and I'm going to take their senior pictures. Don't worry about it. You might get something out of it, maybe a family shoot or whatever, but you know what?
It's not about that.
It's not about that at all. Just enjoy it. Awesome.
Good show.
All right, well, we'll catch back up to you next week.
All right. And like always, we ask you to like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell up there at the top. That tells you that you're going to be notified every time we put out something new. So we appreciate you stopping by.
Until next Tuesday, have a great week, and remember to say sushi.
Say sushi.
All right, take care. We want to welcome you to our YouTube channel. That's right, the Panoptic Chopstick channel, where we are bringing fun to photography.
Hey, we want to invite you each week to join us on Tuesday, where we put out a new episode of our Panoptic Chopstick show, where we will give you tips, tricks, interviews with photographers. We'll give you DIY projects to do on your own, and maybe even inspire you a bit.
That's right, including always a little dash of fun. So we want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe and like our channel, where you will get notified every Tuesday of brand new episodes. But welcome to the Panoptic Chopsticks channel.
Come join the fun.